Welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy.
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, Dad. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Coach. And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome into the locker room with Billy Schwein, former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Dave Klemic, and producer Nikki Earnshaw as we broadcast live here in the studio in Northfield, the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. It's a freezing cold day. I was driving in, boys. Good morning, Dave. Good morning, Nick.
Gentlemen, good morning.
Driving in, I pull in. I didn't even know you were in your truck. And the temperature gauge in my car said 19 degrees.
Ooh. It's been a little while since we felt those type of depths, but
It's cold, man.
Yo, I'm about half of the way through this coffee. I only has one espresso. Nick's got me beat right now.
So why is it that you two guys are drinking espresso on Saturdays?
It gets us fired up. Gives us energy.
Keep up with the Schweiner.
So, like, yeah, I got to keep up with this guy. 20 years my younger, my junior. I need more espresso than him.
Double espresso this morning. I'm ready to go, Billy. I know you're feeling emotional today.
I'm emotional, but
Billy.
I'm sore. Yesterday, you know what I did yesterday? I was on my sled with my daughter for like 2-3 hours yesterday. I'm sore. Get that workout feeling.
I went to the nature reserve, got maybe the best workout I could have ever got, running up and down the hill while dragging my daughter.
Yeah,
it's awesome though.
You like that sore feeling when you
love being
sore. That workout feeling when your muscles ache.
Yeah.
It feels good, doesn't it?
I love that.
I haven't had that in a long time. But I got to get back into it. As soon as I get my knee and my foot fixed, we'll be back at it. Maybe I'll join Klemic Performance Method.
Yeah, we get your 40 time down.
Right?
I tell you what,
my 40 time.
Billy,
he's not even running 20.
Push. Billy. All right, so we got Jason Kelsey retiring, right?
You think
we put Billy in?
Maybe. Not official.
But yet. Billy goes, he'll retire Kelsey for sure. We just had to do one touchdown.
I think the fastest I ever did the 40 was 4.73, something like that.
That's pretty good.
Well, that's at least he's honest, because everybody ever has to talk to me. Yeah, I ran a sub 4.3.
I know, right?
I didn't like my high school coach though, so I didn't play.
Then, Dave, guess what? Back then, that was pretty fast.
Yeah, no, that's.
I mean, because they were in the 80s, they were running maybe 4.5.
That's it. That's in the Stone Age.
Yeah.
Yeah, back when they used to play on the stones and rocks.
Hey guys, we got a great show lined up today.
Yeah, we do.
I'm so excited about this show today. First off, at the bottom of this hour, we're going to talk with Sign Man from Philadelphia.
About that.
If you've ever been to a Flyers game, watched a game on TV, you know he's an icon. He's part of the Flyers lexicon. He's got the sign, and the TV cuts to him. He's got great signs. So I thought it'd be pretty interesting to have him on.
How did you find the guy?
When I'm out, I'm always thinking like, that's a pretty interesting story.
Billy's always thinking of content while
he's
something for the show.
Well, it is. It's going to be pretty interesting because he's been doing it since 1973. And do you know this, Nick? You know, he puts up a sign, but he's got a whole box with him, and they're all labeled. So for the right time, you got to have the right sign. You don't just make the sign up. He's got it made up.
The cheerleaders should just hire him. Like, right? He runs the right.
He sits in row 2, I think, right behind the visitors bench or visitors goal between the first and third period. During the first and third period, so that's why he's there. Like the posit goal right here, Ilka score a goal. Remember Ilka Sinisilo?
They always show him on television. You always see him. He's always got something for the mood of what's going on with the team.
Tell it to the czar. All kind of stuff.
Yeah. You know what's neat about people that have been in games like that forever? League. And then you ask, they've been around more than the coaches, the players go in and out. It's a carousel. But these people have been there. And they can tell you so much. You can learn so much from the history of the program. It's neat.
And then the second hour, we're going to have the sportsbook Consigliere via the phone today, not on the StreamYard, because he's taking the young book up to college. She's going to Felician College, I believe it,
up in North Jersey.
Up in North Jersey, yeah. So
I thought it's because we got him last week with the 1-star rating when he was doing Cowboy stuff.
By the
And he
way,
doesn't want to show his face anymore.
I've been seeing a lot of that on Twitter.
What, the
The
1-star
one-star,
rating?
you said
it's
it.
funny.
I mean, you started it, Clint.
I did. Maybe I did.
And then
Give Dave his credit.
No, I did.
And then at bottom of the second hour, I am so excited. So this is funny how it came about. A friend of mine who will remain anonymous, he sends me a video from X, Twitter, of this fella, Dave Alexander. He's a podcaster. He's actually on. When I looked up his bio, I see he's a host / producer of Cash Considerations with sportsbook Consigliere Dave Sharapan.
He's a part of that.
What? He sang a parody. He sang a song. The title of the song is called "The Shipwreck of the Philadelphia Eagles," and he sent me this song, my friend, and I'm like, I gotta get this guy on. He's gotta perform. He's gotta. But I couldn't figure out how to get like an instant message to him because I'm not savvy on Twitter.
You're not tech
So
savvy.
my friend said,
get...
he said, well, you got to be friends with him to send an instant message. Like he has to be following you.
For everything you're saying right now, he sounds like John Madden. Like this is so the younger generation. It's so obvious that you're explaining like how to dial a phone.
Hey, the
somebody.
font's about 20. Let me send him a message.
Yeah, his phone. The font on Billy's phone
it's like one letter every time you scroll. That's how big the font is.
Guess what, Dave? I'm telling you, this song is right up there with your poem.
All right.
Yeah, it is. It's good.
Really? Okay.
It's right up there with your poem.
Yeah, because I got some questions. I hope he nails it down. This season was really a shipwreck at the end of the season. So.
Well, when you hear this song, I'm telling you, you're going to want to hear it 3 or 4 times. I've already watched it like 15 times. He's going to perform it live. Dave Alexander from Cash Considerations. He's going to perform his song at 11:30. Now, we're broadcasting also on StreamYard. So you go to my website, thelockerroom.BillySchweim.com, and then you can scroll down right, Nick. You can see us on
YouTube.
YouTube, right?
Yep.
Wait, is he going to do that song live, or is he going to play the?
Oh no, he's going to play it live.
Wow. But he had to change a couple words because there were a couple curse words.
Yeah, or my hand's going to be over the dump button.
Yeah, like you're talking to Chief.
Yeah. He's like hovering over the dump button.
My hands is right over here.
So, guys, I had an opportunity on Wednesday night to go to the Philadelphia Sports Writers Association annual banquet.
Oh, yeah, that's
awesome. Right. I had an opportunity to interview Aaron Nola, Rob Thompson, and Sean Couturier. Now,
big gets.
Yeah. Now, we might not play those until tomorrow, the Thompson and Aaron Nola, if we have time, because we got but we're going to play Sean Couturier right before we get to the Sign Man, because it's relevant. It's Flyers. And I want to start off with the Eagles, though, and we'll get to the Flyers in the second half of the second block. But, Dave, give me your thoughts on I mean, first of all, I picked them to lose. I believe you did, too.
Yes, I did.
I don't know. I don't think
I picked them to win 24-21.
I didn't see it. This team has been the worst team in football over the last 7-8 weeks. And if you want to say, even going back before that, because I mean they lost to the Jets and they hadn't been playing well up into that when they went into their 7-6. They lost 6 out of 7 games, and then they got a playoff game.
They had only lost 5 games in 2 seasons leading up to the week 13.
Yeah,
and then they lost 6 out of 7. So they had more losses on the back end of this year than they did in the first basically year and a half of Eagles football the past 2 seasons since Sirianni's been there. It's just like, if you look at the way you can look at it a lot of different ways. You look at it from the coaching side or look at it from the player side. Both had a lot to do with it. I thought maybe, they're not calling as many blitzes, and that's why they're getting the pressure on the quarterback. That's not true. They blitzed the same percentage as they did last year. The blitzes were not effective.
Their front four, weren't getting to the quarterback for whatever reason. And you have those 2 young guys from Georgia in the middle. They were playing well in the beginning of the year, and then it just looks like either they stopped competing or ran out of gas or whatever.
So, what would you think?
I got to ask you, is it something maybe with their technique, the way they're lining up? Like, would that be a reason like they slowed down? Because the beginning of the year, it felt like they were getting to the quarterback.
Yes.
And then It's got to be like their technique or something,
Yeah,
right?
Jalen Carter only had 6.5 sacks.
Was he defensive rookie of the year?
It hasn't been announced yet. That'll
I
come with the
think so.
NFL awards. I think he'll win, though.
Yeah.
I take that back. 6 sacks. He had 6 sacks.
But like last year, the percentage that we would get to the quarterback was such a higher rate. So either people are just preparing for that better than we are preparing for that. And then it does take a lot of pressure off your defensive backfield when you're putting pressure on the quarterback, but they know you're that good at it. They go, it's just like somebody who's really, really strong. And like, I use MMA because it's so simple, right? 2 people in, 1 person out. If you fight somebody who can really kick, take him to the ground. And then they can't kick anymore.
Right, they can't kick you.
This team did not evolve from last year where they were doing something really good. Like
they regressed.
Well, there was reports that came out like just right before the game that were saying, hey, like they still can't find an identity. They were having trouble finding their own identity offensively, and it seemed like
which
defensively.
is really weird. They got 6 Georgia Bulldogs who won the national championship. They should have an attitude.
You should be cohesive at that point, right? Like you should have some type of
defense.
chemistry.
The defense was obviously the worst part of this team. Would you agree with that?
Ranked 29th in the league.
Yeah.
Offense ranked 10th. Last year we were ranked 2nd on offense, 5th on defense.
They relied too much on talent.
Too much on talent. Exactly.
That's what it seems like to me, because the way they ran their offense and defense, it just made no sense with the talent that they had.
So they did. I looked this up and I was like, because I want to see if this is a coaching issue or this is the players' issue. So they did everything last year by percentage the same. RPO, run. So people are like, oh, you got to run. It was the same percentage that they did last year.
Right.
It didn't leave the same, maybe 1% on both sides. So the coaches were doing by the same percentage. They just weren't as effective.
Right.
So then you got to go, well, maybe that's the players. But maybe you look deeper into the statistics, they should have evolved and changed how they did things. Because if people are looking at film and go, they RPO this percentage and they run this percentage, they run these plays, they did the same thing. It should change from year to year.
What's the definition of insanity?
Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result.
All right. Well, we got a lot of results going on.
Hey, but it was all my espresso. I burned it up.
My mother is at the. She's watching us today. My mom's 102. She's over there with Casey at the Ocean City Methodist. And mom's watching. Hello, Mom. Isn't that cool? Like, and her, I think Janet and Winnie. They're in their wheelchairs and they're walking around their feet and they watch our show, man. Isn't that cool?
That's great.
Isn't that cool?
Bye.
Of course, DT's watching. Got a lot of people watching today. So we got a great show lined up for you today. A lot of action. You don't want to miss. Be 11:30. The Dave Alexander is going to perform his song. I'm so excited about that. All right, the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that will help you through the entire process, from contract signing, closing, to the shortest center city, and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you. With 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA, that's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227. Now, I'm here to tell you about La Scala's Beach House. You got to get down there. The food is phenomenal. La Scala's Beach House is in Brigantine. It opened this summer to rave reviews. It's your home away from home for a large selection of Italian, American, and seafood favorites, just like your grandma made. Plus, you'll love their famous pizza, daily specials, and their game day menu. Eat in or take out at La Scala's. They're open Wednesday through Sunday, 1400 Ocean Avenue in Brigantine. Every Thursday night is Brigantine night. Live music from 6 to 9 p.m. One free signature pizza per table, which is a great deal. Drink specials include $2 Miller Lite, $3 Peronis, $4 house wines. That's LaScalasBeachHouse.com. Let's eat. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schwein, Dave Klemic, and Nick Earnshaw right here on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey later today on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app. Listen as Tim Saunders and Todd Fedor bring you all the exciting play-by-play action. The shot, that's out the rebound, they score! And who else but Cam Atkinson? It's Flyers Avalanche later today. Coverage begins at 1 p.m. It's Flyers hockey all season long on South Jersey's radio home for Philadelphia Flyers hockey, 97.3 ESPN.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia Star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Winning means keeping our community safe. I'm Hassan Reddick, linebacker for the Philadelphia Eagles. 59% of our adults report experiencing gun violence or know someone who has. Just like we focus on our training, we need to focus on proper gun storage.
Firearms should be locked out of reach of children and only accessible by you.
If you notice any warning signs of violence, speak up. Tell someone who can help.
Let's tackle gun violence together. Visit CamdenCounty.com/gun safety to learn more.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
With GMF financing to qualified buyers excludes Corvette, excludes prior sales.
It's a new year everywhere, but at Bennett Chevrolet, some things don't change because there's still no beating Bennett. That's right. Bennett Chevy kicks off 2024 just like every other year with the best deals anywhere on new and pre-owned vehicles. You still pay what our GM supplier employees pay, not a penny more. Plus, you keep all the rebates. Unlike many dealers that give you either or, Bennett gives you both. The GM supplier employee price plus all the rebates. And you save even more with Bennett's. For used, get an astounding $8,000 minimum for any old clunker towards any pre-owned in stock. That's at least $8,000 for total junk. So imagine how much Bennett pays for a good trade. And Bennett still offers the best buying experience in the business with a sales team paid on your satisfaction, not how much you spend. Imagine that. Salespeople with your best interest in mind. Together, let's drive at Bennett Chevy, Egg Harbor Township, and BennettChevy.com.
Go to get your game on at the Gallery Bar Booking Games in Ocean Casino Resort this football season. Cheers your favorite drinks while cheering on your favorite team. Get in on the parlay while in the middle of a party. Go for the sports scene and go for the endless screens. Go to the Gallery. Go to Ocean. Go for the win. For more information, visit theoceanac.com. Must be 21 or older to wager or consume alcohol. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, Dave Klemic, Nick Earnshaw.
Nicky.
These guys are all jacked up on espresso. What do you guys
Espresso shot.
Yeah, you get my wife yells at me. She's a clinical nutritionist, right? She's like, I don't want you getting so fired up on the espresso. You don't need to do that. I'm like, you don't understand. I will not get a word in this room if I don't start. Look, Billy, you gotta be on it. Like, we have to sit, and you guys can't see this. We have to sit in cat-like position to jump on the other ones. We're ready to fight.
Yeah, we're ready to go push them out of the way. Let me get a word in.
Dave, man, you know what I get? I to this day, and maybe this is why I've been doing it for I'm starting my 9th year on May 9th. But I still get a certain amount of butterflies, not butterflies, but I get like, you know, that when you get ready to play a game, that you start to get intense. That's how I feel.
This is how I feel when we get in here, right? Don't we like start chest bumping?
Yeah, right.
Let's go.
It's the locker room.
Yeah.
It's literally a locker room when we walk in
calisthenics.
Yeah, and it's fun. But we do some research. We do our research and
our due diligence.
Yeah,
I did today.
Today was the emo Billy day.
I watched the Sixers game last night, and it was just hanging out, enjoying it. I went sledding with my daughter. I was on that sled. I was on the bottom. My daughter was on the right above me, and then her other friend Hannah was the third person. We go down this big hill, and like let's do it again. I'm like, oh my God.
You know what we used to do in the day? There was like a pond like right near my house. We always used to play pond hockey on a snow day. Playing pond hockey in the snow is the absolute best. I don't know if you guys ever did. I'm sure Billy did back in the day.
Yeah,
oh my God, that is the best
and
on
then
a snow day.
we'd have a fire.
Yeah.
We get some, pick up some wood, twigs or whatever. You make a little bonfire so that, because, you get cold, your feet would freeze up.
Oh, man.
There was a buddy of mine that fell through the ice once. Can you imagine that? How cold that is?
That's freezing.
Speaking of cold, Dave, you played football up in Boston area, correct?
Yeah.
Well, when watching that Kansas City Chiefs game last week, and then tomorrow's going to be, today the Baltimore Ravens, and it's going to be 25 degrees there. It's going to be cold at that game. How do you prepare as a player for cold? There's nothing you can really do.
No, there is. And I was going to say, not at a Division I AA school like I played at, but if we were in Kansas City starting to play into cold temperatures, or we're going to Green Bay, right?
Right.
We actually have to go outside.
Because you have to get ready for that.
But you don't want to get hurt in the process, right?
Yeah.
So we just do our conditioning. Like we condition outside. And then we go, when we hit and we're banging a little bit, we go back inside.
Everything hurts more.
Yeah, it does. It does. It truly does.
Stings.
Yeah.
So that's why when it's really cold like that, you want to run the ball and punish the other team because they don't want to tackle you.
No. Well, did you have heated benches when you were playing?
Yes,
no?
and the heated bench was invented by a guy from
right.
Pleasantville.
Yeah, that's right.
Pleasantville.
That's right. I think he advertised
the hot seat. Yeah, we had him. I used to be so proud that the darn thing said Pleasantville right on the side of the hot seat.
You're sitting on the bench in Kansas City.
Yeah, I was on that bench a lot. I would say I'm one of the mistakes that they made them such a good team.
That's great.
You got to make some mistakes.
So I had an opportunity to go to the Philadelphia Sports Writers back when, like I told you guys, and I interviewed Aaron Nola. He is so mellow. We're not going to play that today. I don't think we'll save that for tomorrow. But he is so mellow. I asked him, I go, how do you stay so calm? Like in big moments, like if when there's 60,000 people watching you and you walk somebody in a playoff game, and then you got to settle down.
Yeah.
But his demeanor is the way it is on the field is the way he was the other night. He's like so like molasses, stoic, like molasses running through his ice.
I could sports science this if you want me to.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay, so the thing let's use a shooter, a basketball shooter.
Okay.
The person that shoots the best percentage has the lowest heart rate. Because so if your heart rate,
is that a fact?
It's a fact. So that's why a real good shooter is called an eco freak, like Steph Curry. He does a ton of cardiovascular because when the situation arises, he needs to have a very lowered heart rate. You can concentrate better. Sharp shooters.
So when you're not sucking air, you're not sucking wind, and you're in control of your body, and you're it's easier to maintain like the intensity when you're not tired.
That you also have to train the concentration, but also your heart rate physically has to be lowered. Even when you shoot a shot, you have to lower your heart rate. You can control that a little bit. I've seen people do it with a heart rate monitor. Stand there. Coast Guard rescue swimmers could do this. Stand there and raise the heart rate up to 130 and drop it to 40.
Wow, that's amazing.
So it's a training thing.
So I don't know. Let me ask you guys this. I'll start with Nick. Pitcher, quarterback, shooter in basketball, and I guess for hockey player, a goalie.
Okay.
Well, when the crowd's going nuts, what do you think is the hardest thing to keep calm? What position?
I think pitcher.
I was going to say, I think pitcher.
I think pitcher.
Because you're on that mound, everybody's watching you. All eyes are on you, and every pitch you throw, they're hanging on
I think it's close between pitcher and quarterback. I think pitcher because just you're in control the entire game.
Yeah.
You have to make the pitch. And just being on that mound all alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're up there, and everybody's watching you.
Yeah, everyone's
like
watching
the quarterback. Yeah, they're watching you too, and it's a quarterback's league, and how the quarterback plays pretty much how your team goes. But you also got 10 other guys on that field at the same time.
Slight edge to the pitcher, especially in those high intensity moments. All eyes are on you. You're alone on that mound. I think it's slight edge to pitcher.
Hey, what do you think?
I wouldn't want to be the pitcher more. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so I guess it's the pitcher.
Right.
I get nervous just going, oh my gosh, just thinking like that punt returner on a a pitcher.
Tippett scored that goal the other night. That
right.
Beautiful goal.
Backhand.
Spinorama with a backhand. in the moment, he was even asked, like, were you planning that? That game goes so fast.
Yeah.
He probably had time to think. He just reacted,
Right.
just did it. Because he probably practiced it so many times,
Right.
it comes second nature, right? When you practice something, you do it over and over and over and over again, so that when you get in the game, it's second nature.
Yeah, it was a play. I played against Villanova my freshman year in college, and I had a play that was the one play when I got inducted to the Hall of Fame in my college. They talked about this one play, which was a complete freak accident, but they looked so rehearsed that I go, well, I've done it enough times,
right?
Where I jumped up and caught a ball and dropped it to one of my players because I was short of the first down, so I threw it to him.
Right.
And I didn't rehearse that or anything. It just I knew what the situation. I knew it had to work.
Right.
So I threw it to him, and we got the first down.
Yeah.
This is when Brian Westbrook, Brian Finneran were playing Villanova.
Okay, right.
So and we took it in overtime, but we didn't win. But anyway, I had 3 touchdowns. Sorry. So 11 touchdowns career against.
Well, that coffee's working in it.
Oh yeah, he's on the ball today. He's quick with it today.
Take another sip.
Yeah, but anyway,
he's only halfway done.
Like it was like not even. I didn't rehearse that. They were like, that was an accident. It just happened.
Just came to you.
But you're right. Like things that are rehearsed so many times.
It's like second nature. When you get out in the game, you just automatically do it because it's like muscle memory, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. By the way, since you're tooting your horn, let me toot mine. So the class, my football team that won the Colonial Conference, and we lost to Deptford in the Group 3 South Jersey Championship. We're all getting inducted into the Collingswood High School Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah,
think about that, man. Got the letter yesterday.
Can we come?
Yeah, man, we're pretty proud. We had a great year. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, look at Billy, Hall of Famer, Billy Schweim.
Get a gold jacket.
Yeah, gold jacket,
All of
green
us?
jacket.
That's cool. All right. Just like I said, we get pumped up for the show, and you get that intensity going. It's like muscle memory. Keep doing it over and over.
It's like the locker room, man.
We're in the locker room.
I can smell it already.
I said something to Vince. I said, Vince, your take is still the beginning of my opening of my show. You're still on. He goes, what do you mean? I said, welcome. Let's welcome into the locker room, Vince McPal. He goes, I can smell it already, Billy.
Well, Vince he's got a lot of great cliches. If you ever talk to him, you get a lot from him just because he's got such wisdom with those quick one-liners. And I've learned a lot from Bill. Vince was at my wedding.
How about that?
And I got to be very close with his son, who you met.
We're gonna have him on down the road.
First team all USFL at special teams.
Yeah. Is that right?
Yes.
That's great.
And he's on the ad for the UFL. He's one of the 4 guys that's on the ad for the UFL.
All right. The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227. I'm here to tell you about Stanton Insurance Group. SIG Protection. Are the what-ifs keeping you up at night? Life is full of surprises. But with the Stanton Insurance Group, you'll never be caught off guard. Whether it's protecting your home, automobile, or business, Stanton will help you select the right insurance coverage at the right price to give you and your family peace of mind when you need it the most. Visit sigprotection.com to get a free quote today. That's sigprotection.com. All right, when we return, we'll talk with Sign Man. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim, Dave Klemic, and Nick Earnshaw right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Hi, this is Scott Graham from Westwood One. Join our crew all weekend long for the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. First on Saturday, the Texans face the Ravens, followed by the Packers and 49ers. Then on Sunday, the Bucks battle the Lions before it's Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs taking on Josh Allen and the Bills. Our doubleheader coverage begins at 4 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday. If it's the NFL playoffs, it's right here.
Listen to the NFL playoffs, the divisional round on 97.3 ESPN.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free Train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Hi, this is Brian Propp, Flyer Hall of Famer. My wife Eileen and I opened a new health business in Marlton, New Jersey called Prime IV Hydration and Wellness.
Prime IV offers a range of IV hydration therapies designed to enhance your well-being, appearance, and performance. Look better, feel better, and perform better. Did you know that when you take oral vitamins, you only get 20 to 30% of the nutrients? IV therapy provides 100% absorption immediately into your bloodstream. Call us today at 856-545-1122 to get a free consult from our registered nurses. Again, 856-545-1122 to book your appointment or follow us on Facebook.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
When you open the Bet Parks app, you're in the zone. Winning is always a rush, but the money is in the moments. It's the confidence and underdogs covering, the tension before a clutch turnover, and the pride of a parlay paying off. It's another chance to win big with all-day action. Plus, win your first $10 bet and get $125 in sports bonus bets. You play for fun, you love to win. You bet. Bet Parks.
621 in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Ohio, or Maryland. Gambling problem? 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, it's Joe Conklin from Conklin's Comedy Night at Parks Casino, and I'm psyched to cheer on the Philadelphia 76ers this season with Parks, the official local casino partner of the 76ers. Parks Casino is #1 with the hottest live tables and slots, great dining and bars, and the best live entertainment in the region. Need a fun and exciting game day destination? Get into Parks to watch your favorite teams at the Liberty Bell Gastropub or the Beer Garden. Visit parkscasino.com. This is how you win. You want to roll for gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Dave Klemic, and producer Nikki Earnshaw. We're trying to warm you up on a cold, freezing cold day here in South Jersey, man.
It's hot in here. Tell you that.
We get it? Like, I think we're a little warmer here because we're by the ocean. And
No, I think it's because we're the intensity in the locker room.
Yeah.
A lot of hot air in here.
All right. Hey, our first guest. So I'm always thinking, and when I ran into him, I'm like, God, I got to get him on. I have to get him on the radio one day because he's got a story to tell, and it's a great one. Sign Man. He's been around. He's been at Flyer games since I think 1973, maybe even before that. And he's part of the Flyers lexicon. I mean, he's if you ever been to a game or watched the game on TV, they ultimately will go to Sign Man once or twice throughout the game, maybe even more than that. His signs are phenomenal. So without any further ado, let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome in Dave Leonardi, better known as Sign Man. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning, Billy. Thank you very much for having me on.
So, Dave, you're welcome, Dave. I have a picture that we took at the Wells Fargo Center back when I first met you, and you're holding up the sign, which is a very good one of your better ones. Tell it to the czar, and it's on my website. And but you're like, how do you come up with the signs? The thought, I guess you're at the game and you see something, so you say, "I'll write a note and make it a sign for the next game."
That's part of it, and part of it is sometimes just listening to the fans yelling, and come up with something from what they yelled, or if I can remember it exactly. Exactly what they yelled. Ilka Sinisalo.
Ilka score a goal, right?
I'm pretty sure somebody yelled that about 4 rows behind me, and I said, that could be a sign.
Built to score a goal.
So that's like the fans wagging the dog. That's like,
Yeah, I
the
mean,
fans doing it.
Dave. I mean, if you've ever been to a Flyers game or you certainly watched on television, they go to you several times throughout the game.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing because when I first started near the Zamboni tunnel at the Spectrum, there were about 4 or 5 cameras that covered the entire game, and one of them was in the Zamboni tunnel, so I always knew when the camera was on. Now there's cameras all over the place. I'm taken from different angles. I have no idea. People snap pictures and off their screens and send them to me, and I'm like, well, gee, I wonder where that camera was. So now I just have to be aware that I can't do anything stupid during the game because there's a camera on me.
Hey, Dave, you've been a season ticket holder since 1973 or before that?
The 72-73 season.
And I remember when NBC used to do the playoff. NBC had a game of the week on, and remember Peter the Puck?
Oh yeah,
right, Peter Puck. But I mean, that's my first recollection of you, seeing you on NBC Sports like during a Flyers playoff game. And I was, I don't want to date myself, but I was young. And but I always remembered Sign Man because your signs are bright, they're large enough for everybody to see, and they're poignant.
Well, thank you very much for that. Yeah, Brian McFarland, one of the announcers on those NBC games, he was the roving guy that would try to find things in the stands. pick me out in 1973 or 74, and at the time being, we became friendly, and I would go to Toronto, and they would help me get tickets. And every time they came here, I always got together with the broadcast crew, which Ted Ryan and Jim, Ted Ryan and Ted Lindsay.
Ted Lindsay, yeah, I remember that.
Tim Ryan
and Ted Lindsay. We're talking with Dave Leonardi. He's better known as Sign Man. And Dave, I was at the Philadelphia Sports Writers banquet dinner on Wednesday, and they honored the 73-74 Flyers team, and I got the opportunity to talk with Jimmy and Joe Watson. They had great stories, and Schulte was there, and I think where's Kinderchuk? There was a good it was well represented by that team. But I'll never forget that team, and that's when you first started. So are you close with those guys by any chance?
Well, we're all about the same age,
right?
And after the games, before social media, guys could go out and nobody bothered them, just the fans that knew what bar they were in. And of course, Rexy's was popular before it burned down in May of 75 on Mother's Day when they were lost the 3rd game in a row to the Islanders.
Wow.
But I'd have a beer or two with the guys afterwards, or if I was on the road, I'd always know what bar they were in and catch up with them there. So yeah, we were pretty friendly. I worked with Dave Schultz one summer and Don Selesky. Kinderchuk was my insurance man after he retired. So the friendliness, Bob Clark, Bernie Perrant, all has been maintained. The Watson brother, anybody that's from that era, I'm happy to see, and I think they feel the same way.
Dave, it started when you say Don Selesky. Isn't that the first sign you ever had?
That's correct. Yes. Selesky had curly hair, looked like Big Bird with his
from Sesame Street.
Tall stature. Every team, no matter what the sport was, had somebody on their team that looked like Big Bird. There was the Bird Fidrich that pitched, I think, for Oakland, but
Detroit.
Okay, the people around me said, geez, let's make a sign for Selesky that says Bird, and we'll give him the nickname. Maybe he had it already. I don't know. But I brought paper and magic markers, and some people made signs there. Nobody wanted to take them home, so I took them home. And the next game, I used it again, and I made one for Schultz. And I made one from Kelly, and then Gene Hart started mentioning the signs on the radio broadcast. People would bring transistor radios to the game and listen to the board because there was no replay. There was nothing. And they would come up and say, Gene Hart mentioned your sign. Well, something good must be happening. And of course, as the team got better, more sign. I started to make more signs. If the team went in the tank, the signs would have ended quickly.
Right. Now, Dave, it's pretty interesting how because you have a sign for almost every moment. You have them in like an accordion file. Is that correct? And you have them labeled so you can go right to them.
It's actually an old ski boot box, and it's covered with a lot of contact paper and other things to waterproof them in case anything spills on the floor. But yeah, they're all labeled in kind of like my own made up categories, including the new signs for the players. I made one for Drysdale, the new guy we just got in the trade with Oakland. It's simple. It's 2 words. Cutter who?
Can't wait to see that one. They play today at 1:00, I guess, against Colorado. Is that correct? Today.
That is correct.
And
yes.
then tomorrow they play back to back. But you've been attending. You go to mostly all the games. Is that correct?
Yeah, I do. Well, except when I'm away on business, or except when they have 4 games in 6 days. I live a little bit more than an hour away, and I had to pick one game not to make, so I sold the tickets for today's game. I have a lot of people, a lot of friends that are eager to buy the tickets, and they're great seats. So I said I just can't go 4 days in 4 games in 6 days.
Sign Man, I got to ask, it's Nick here. I got to ask you, what's the motivation to continue to do this after all these years? Because we know like the team goes through ebbs and flows. There's tough times. There's really good times. Well, what's your motivation to continue to do this every single year?
If I weren't going to Flyers games, I'd be probably sitting at my computer working on my ski publication. So this is something that says get away, have some fun. And the fans are outstanding. I always say that I'm having fun with 19,000 friends. And even when we were losing badly in the past 3 or 4 years, the fans were always supportive, telling me how much they enjoyed the signs, and it's really humbling. And now I have a chance with the team doing well to agitate the referees and the other and
that's true,
and our opponents more, as opposed to just trying to hold on to whatever slim lead we may have had in the past years and not give up goals and lose the game at the last minute. So, but here's something interesting. I hope everything I'm saying is worthwhile.
It's very interesting.
I decided last year that it didn't matter who the coaches were, the players were, who drove the Zamboni, didn't matter. We couldn't score on the power play. We couldn't score shorthanded. We couldn't score in overtime. We couldn't score on breakaways. We couldn't score on shootouts. And I said, you have to change the color of the locker room. And I met Barry Hanrahan, who's one of the assistant GMs, and he told me, he said, we are changing the colors for next year, meaning this year.
How about that?
So I was right. They changed the color of the locker room, and
he's superstitious,
all those
Dave.
things they couldn't do in the past. Even scoring on the power play, as Atkinson's goal went the other night.
Hey, Dave, this is Dave Klemic from I used to play for the Kansas City Chiefs, and we had some really charismatic people that were season ticket holders too, people that like really became part of the family. And there's even a funny story about the Wolf Man in Kansas City. You may have heard it, where he came to every game, season ticket holder, dressed like a wolf at all times, and he ended up going to jail for something, and a whole bunch of players bailed him out. So just so you know, like the love of the players, it's
part of the
goes back and
history.
forth. Yeah. So the players love, and I mean, he ended up getting arrested for pointing like robbing a credit union or something like that. So everyone's like, oh, it was a mistake. But it's a neat thing.
We had to
how
pay for
you
his tickets some way.
Yeah, right. Yeah, how
It's
you've
expensive.
created the atmosphere yourself, not just the players. It really comes from the city, and I appreciate that, man. I loved as a player seeing these regular people that really.
What's that do for you as a player when
It
you see
does-
somebody
it
like
makes it
Dave's
feel-
like investing all their time and energy and being a part of the culture?
Yeah, I actually went out on a date once in Kansas City. with
Just
somebody.
once?
Yeah. And I went out with someone, and they said, how come you guys don't try hard? And I go, I gotta go. I'm sorry, right? And I go, there's people that understand like the game, that people have been there, they're educated fans, like probably like you, and there's people that just
And I've seen it all, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Dave, you've been to numerous playoff games. You've seen plenty the game change over the years. So to be in tune with that is pretty cool.
Yeah, so like it's neat the people that are part of the history, because players it's a carousel. Coaches, it's a carousel. some of the fans are the people.
But
that
Dave
are there to
Leonardi,
start.
Sign Man, isn't. He's there.
He's there. So, like, I appreciate you and what you've done to help the character of the city.
Hey, Dave, let me ask you this question. The visiting team, remember, well, first of all, one of your famous ones were the Russians, right? Tell it to the Tsar when the Russians left the ice. You were, I mean, that your sign was a part of that. I mean, everybody's looking at you. But do opposing players, did they give you a hard time, or they slap the stick against the glass at you? Anybody razz you from other teams?
When I first started, both teams would come out before each period in full and circle around behind their net. And now the NHL has cut that out. But when that was going on, once in a while a player would. But most of them, especially the goalies now, take it in stride. There's some interesting stories, but I had the pleasure of meeting Marty Brodeur and Wayne Gretzky and Mario Lemieux, and become semi-friendly with them once a year at the American Century Golf Championship in Lake Tahoe, the one that Steph Curry won this past year, and got to know Joe Pavelski as well. And first time I introduced myself to Marty Brodeur, he said to me, "How long you been doing that?"
So you knew exactly who you are.
Yeah, and basically the same thing with Mario. And the amazing thing was Gretzky said to me, "I remember watching you when I was a kid growing up near Toronto."
That is so cool. Well, Dave, listen, man, I just thought it was so cool to meet you, and I wanted to have you on the program to share your story with us, and I really appreciate it. And let's go Flyers. I mean, we got a team now that's hot. They're playing great. I mean, they go on a road trip. They win 3 games in a row. They come back, and then they beat Dallas in their first game back. I mean, this team's hot.
Yes, they are. And tomorrow I get to go and watch them tie the Rangers for first place. Let's hope.
All right, let's go Flyers. Dave, thank you so much, and we really appreciate it.
Billy and crew, thank you very much. Great talking with you.
All right, there he is, the Sign Man Dave Leonardi on the Tom's River Volkswagen Sports Hotline. I want to remind people the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases from the shore to Center City and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you. With 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA, that's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or visit the Ocean City office. Give them a call at 609-399-1227. Now, I'm here to tell you about Captain Chucky's. They're now in Sea Isle. I know Nick, your dad, they got Captain Chucky's last week, right? They loved it.
They loved it. They loved it.
Try their famous crab cakes, steamed shrimp, selection of soups and appetizers, Marciano's stuffed breads, pierogies from the Pierogi Kitchen, stocks, pound cake, and more. Just take, bake, and enjoy. Call 609-905-CRAB. That's 609-905-CRAB. Visit CaptainChucky'sSeaIsle.com to look at their menu. Get down there and say hello to owners John and Kathy McCann. They're located at 4111 Landis Avenue in Sea Isle City to see all they have to offer. Online ordering and local delivery is now available. That's Captain Chucky's in Sea Isle. It's crab with an attitude. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schweim, Dave Klemic, Nick Earnshaw, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Wake up weekday mornings from 6 to 10 on 97.3 ESPN with Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Super Bowl champion Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
Sirianni pretty much has to present the plan, right? Like, oh, here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to try and how we're going to change the offense, defense, who's going to coordinate those two sides of the ball, how we're going to fix basically what went wrong this year. And
brought to you by the Gallery Bar Book and Games at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste, it's my baby place. Randazzo's Pizza, this one right here from Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you go. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Pizza, the tastiest you can find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest.
Hey everybody, Tim Chu with ticksforgood.org. How would you like to go to the Final Four? That's right, at ticksforgood.org, we are giving away 2 tickets to the men's basketball Final Four in Phoenix, Arizona. Go to ticksforgood.org. How you can enter to win round-trip air night accommodations. This prize is brought to us locally by Tri-City Kitchens, South Jersey's leader in custom cabinetry. Visit ticksforgood.org to learn how to win.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Hey, it's number 59, Seth joining. Join me on the Bet Parks Sportsbook app, and you're in the zone. Bet Parks is the official casino and sportsbook app for the real Philly fan, and the only app I recommend. Bet more than the score. Bet player performances like total passing and rushing yards. Bet total team touchdown. Bet who scores a touchdown. And nobody does live in-game betting better than Bet Parks. Bet on the action as it happens. Join me right now and download the Bet Parks Casino and Sportsbook app. New customers make a winning $10 bet and get $125 in bonus sportsbook bets back. Must be a winning bet, and bonus bets must be wagered once. The Bet Parks Sportsbook is the only sports betting app that I recommend. Live betting, parlays, props, teasers, they have it all. Like me, I'm sure that you love to play, you love to win. You bet. Bet Parks.
Must be 21 in NPA, New Jersey, Ohio, Maryland. Number 1-800.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcast live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northville. Billy Schwein, Dave Klemic, Nick Earnshaw. Nick, we got a couple of big games today. Houston, Baltimore at 4:30. You can hear all the action right here on 97.3 ESPN. And then the nightcapper, Green Bay and San Francisco, which is a pretty good game. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, I think Green Bay were 9-point underdogs. I don't know if I'd go that far. I know San Francisco is probably going to win. But Green Bay's playing really good football. I wouldn't count them out.
Love, man. He's the real deal.
Yeah,
man. Him and C.J. Stroud are very surprising. They've been playing great.
They've been playing awesome. Like, I thought Cleveland was probably going to win that first-round matchup. I underestimated Houston Texans, Rico Ryan, and C.J. Stroud. I mean, they came out all. That was a really good game to watch. Unfortunately, Flacco, the South Jersey kid, wasn't able to move on. But
he killed.
Oh my! Threw all those picks.
He was just trying to throw the ball away, and he didn't get it far enough.
Yeah, exactly. But C.J. Stroud and the Texans, they've been unbelievable. We're giving Baltimore a run for the
We're broadcasting live on StreamYard, our YouTube channel. I want to see your face. It looked like Monday night around 10:30.
I was falling asleep.
Yeah, you know what? That's what I did, guys. This is how sad of a bad this is. And I had to be at work. That had a little at 10:30 Monday night. I literally turned on my side. I left the game off.
I knew the only joy we were getting out of that weekend was the Cowboys losing. It was the only joy we were going to have. I love seeing it.
I love seeing them lose. But to me, it's anticlimactic because we lost.
I know. We had one more day. We had one more day from the Cowboys.
Does that make you happy?
Yeah, a little.
That doesn't make me happy because I was so.
I had no confidence, Billy. I knew they were going to lose.
10-1 and then lose 6 out of the last 7 games, and then their playoff game.
The 49ers took their heart and soul.
Ripped it right out of you.
Right out of them. I've never seen a team fall apart like that, and not even try and bounce back. You know what I mean?
Our Philly, fans and the whole organization very, very quick to fire you.
Well, Sirianni had his meeting yesterday.
Okay.
And we haven't heard anything. I don't think we will.
Are
hear
they still
anything.
meeting? We never heard if it ended.
What do you think? They keep the coordinator, head coach, they clear out, they clean out.
I'll tell you what.
I really don't know.
I don't know. But
You think you have a good feel?
I think Sirianni stays. I think if Brian Johnson doesn't get hired elsewhere, he stays.
Why would you hire Brian Johnson?
I don't know, but I just think that's what they're going to do. Not saying I want it to happen, but I think
he
that's
was an
going to
offensive
happen.
coordinator with a Florida. That's just claim to fame. And none of the players that he coached have done anything in the NFL.
I think they're more concerned about the defensive side of the ball. I think that's going to be overhauled completely. I think Brian Johnson and Sirianni stay and they get one more shot. I really do.
I think so too.
All right.
Yeah, I really
my
believe.
bet is
No, because what hurts. One knock on him is every year he's always had a different coach or different coordinator. So if you get as bad as the offense was, the offense lacked imagination, preparation. I thought their offense was stagnant. They looked horrible.
Wasn't creative.
Was it creative?
Well, we all witnessed a absolute disrespect of the. We saw these guys were calling their own plays, not just on an RPO, on a called pass play. A play was where
you have
AJ Brown just ran through on a curl route.
You have guys in San Francisco all over the place calling out what the Eagles are going to do in the post-game press conference.
And I just don't see him.
Ridiculous.
With all that being said, I just don't see him getting rid of Brian Johnson.
I don't either.
3-4 interviews with other teams for their head coaching position.
Take them,
please.
Take them, please. There's no imagination in this offense.
My wife, take her, please. Right, take her. Henny Youngman or whatever.
Oh man! Well, I'd like to shout out my own facility real quick.
Yeah, the guys are watching us.
They're at doing max velocity. They're normally at Atlantic Christian School. Today we're in the building because of the ice and snow. So the people that came in to train on a Saturday morning, like
they're
that,
dedicated,
they're
aren't they?
savages.
They're dedicated.
Out in the snow, fighting the ice.
Klemic Performance. You guys are awesome. I love you. I love you. I wish I was in there with you. Besides being here.
All right, hour one is in the books. Hour two, man, it's jam-packed. We're gonna talk with the sportsbook consigliere on the phone today because he's actually in New Jersey. So we got the sportsbook consigliere at 11, and then at 11:30, Dan Alexander is going to perform his song, "The Wreck of the Philadelphia Eagles," and I'm telling you, it's right up there with your poem.
We'll see about that.
You don't want to miss this. You want to tune in for this. The Wreck of the Philadelphia Eagles, all that and more. It's the Locker Room with Billy Schweim, Dave Klemic, Nick Earnshaw, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Listen to Greeny with Mike Greenberg on 97.3 ESPN.
We know that Sirianni and Howie Roseman have been kind of reaching out around the league to see what this could be. So, I mean, you can't go in there and say, here's who I'm going to hire. That's against the rules. You have to do an interview process. But if you can say to Lurie, look, I know I can get one of these guys, and here's what it would look like. I mean, look, Sirianni has more good than bad on his resume. Like, he does. And the way this season ended is terrible and definitely counts against him.
Greeny, weekday mornings from 10 a.m. to noon on 97.3 ESPN.
With GMF financing to qualified buyers excludes Corvette, excludes prior sales.
It's a new year everywhere, but at Bennett Chevrolet, some things don't change because there's still no beating Bennett. That's right, Bennett Chevy kicks off 2024 just like every other year with the best deals anywhere on new and pre-owned vehicles. You still pay what our GM supplier employees pay, not a penny more. Plus, you keep all the rebates. Unlike many dealers that give you either or, Bennett gives you both. The GM supplier employee price plus all the rebates. And you save even more with Bennett's available 1.9% financing. Looking for used? Get an astounding $8,000 minimum for any old clunker towards any pre-owned in stock. That's at least $8,000 for total junk. So imagine how much Bennett pays for a good trade. And Bennett still offers the best buying experience in the business with a sales team paid on your satisfaction, not how much you spend. Imagine that. Salespeople with your best interest in mind. Together, let's drive at Bennett Chevy, Egg Harbor Township, and BennettChevy.com.
Denise has been playing jazz for 40 years. Last concert, one of the musicians fell sick with RSV. Respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, is a highly contagious virus that can lead to breathing problems. This time, she's choosing to help protect herself with Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo. Abrysvo is a vaccine for the prevention of lower respiratory tract disease caused by respiratory syncytial virus, RSV, in adults 60 years of age and older. Abrysvo is not for everyone and may not protect all who receive the vaccine. Don't get Abrysvo if you've had a severe allergic reaction to its ingredients. People with a weakened immune system may have a decreased response to Abrysvo. The most common side effects are tiredness, headache, pain at the injection site, and muscle pain. Ask your pharmacist or doctor about Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo, respiratory syncytial virus vaccine. For full prescribing information, please call 1-844-989-7284 or visit abrysvo.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Champion Exteriors, Champion, the one you call first. Voted best of the best in Jersey Shores. For roofing and siding, windows and doors. 24-month financing, new payments, new interest. Your certified GAF elite contractors. Champion Dutch Exteriors.com. Champion Exteriors, Champion, the one you call first.
I hate free money and finishing first. Said no one ever. At Raceway Kia, you'll finish first with 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 90 days. And right now, you can lease a rugged new 2023 Kia Sorento for only $199 a month. Stop by Raceway Kia today or visit online at racewaykia.com. Ends 131-24 OAC with KMF. 3 years, 30,000 miles, $49.95 to its signing. Tax, title, license, and fees extra. Security deposit waived. Stock number PG248651.
South Jersey's official play-by-play home of the Eagles, Sixers, and Flyers.
At 0 point would I ever consider not being a fan of the team.
97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City. A Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey.
Welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy.
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, it's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
The bench, coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Dave Klemic, producer Nikki Earnshaw. We're back here in the studio. It's cold outside, but it's warm here in the locker room. And I told you I went to the Philadelphia Sports Writers Dinner, and I saw Vince Papali. He was being honored for a living legend. And I told him, I said, Vince, you're still on my opening song. Just what are you talking about? I said, I welcome you into the locker room. He said, I can smell it already, Billy.
If you ever meet Vince, he's a great
talk about
motivational
history, right?
speaker, and you will understand why his son Vinny is still chasing his dream. He's very, very close.
Oh, he's committed. Yeah,
he's very close, and he's not going to give up.
No, he's just like his dad. His dad didn't give up.
His rookie season, 30 years old in the NFL. I mean, he's not giving up.
No,
so
I love it. All right. We got our next guest. We got him every Saturday. We get him. Usually we have to go all the way out to Las Vegas to talk to him, but he's actually in New Jersey. Let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room our good buddy, the sportsbook consigliere, Dave Sharapan. Good morning, Dave.
Boys, what's up?
What did you bring all the cold weather with you, Dave?
Billy, listen to me. I don't know. I forgot what this was like. I can't believe it. I'm in Rutherford, New Jersey right now, standing outside of my daughter's dorm because we're getting ready. We're checking everything out, moving in, all this stuff. I said, I got to go talk to Billy and Clemenem and Nick. And they're like, what are you talking about? It's Saturday. And I said, well, I got to talk to Billy. And they said, my wife goes, is this the guy you yell every Saturday with in your room? And I'm like, yes.
And by the way, Book, Clement M and Nicky, you know what they get their espresso. They got to drink like 3 shots of that to keep up with me.
Oh, well, forget about it. Listen, this morning you walk outside, it's 22 degrees. It wakes you up. Like, I forgot. I told you. I used to live in Pittsburgh. This was nothing. I mean, this would be like you may put on sweatpants, but this would be like a hoodie and a beanie, and then just, go outside. Now I'm shivering, I'm freezing, I'm whining about it. I've become West Coast soft, guys.
And of course, you're taking the little book up to college. That's got to be pretty exciting for her, and I'm sure mom and dad are pretty proud.
Oh yeah, it's a special weekend. I mean, it's a big move. I mean, this is a long way from Vegas, but an opportunity. You never know in life when opportunities are going to arise, and this one came up, and we're going to give it a shot. She said, I want to move in. The opportunity came to move it in the spring. I said, well, who moves in the spring? I mean, well, this is, she's going to play softball. Yeah. Softball season starts. So we're moving in the spring, and this is not spring. This is winter, ice, cold. I saw more snow in the last 3 days than I've seen in the last 25 years. So I'm glad to be here. But like my brother said, when I'm staying at his house, Billy, he's just like you and your brother, me and my brother.
I was going to say, you guys look like Dave. You look like twins.
We do, and he said, "I'm happy you're here, and I'll be happier when you leave."
All right, Book. We don't want to keep all your time because we know you're busy, but we do want to talk about a couple games today and a couple games tomorrow. Let's start off with the Houston Texans, Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are 9.5-point under or favorites right now, and the over and under is 44. Tell us a little bit about what you think about this game.
So what happens every week in the way the NFL structured the games, we got both number one seeds get the Saturday games, and they're both playing against teams that won as underdogs. So you have everybody falling in love with what they saw last in the Texans. Now, if you ask any sports book in the country, even the ones offshore and all, everybody's betting the Texans, and I'm not buying it. This is a Ravens play only. That's the only side I would take. I think the game stays under, Billy. So if you're going to – this is a perfect teaser for you to take Baltimore down and bet the Ravens to win. I don't think the point spread's really going to come into play. Either the Texans shock the world or the Ravens win by like 13, 14 points.
We're talking with the sportsbook consigliere, Dave Sharapan. You can follow him on X at SportsBKConsig. I don't know. I personally think that's a big number only because of the weather. Like it's going to be really cold, blustery in Baltimore. Usually that keeps the score down low, but it didn't seem to bother. It doesn't bother Buffalo or Kansas City much.
Right. No. And again, when you see the Dome team go outside, Stroud's been great. Houston's been just fantastic story. Coaching, everything. It's one of those things that you can't measure, but man, you go to Baltimore with a week off. We'll see between this and the Niners, like how big the bye really is. I think in this case, the bye is going to be huge, and Baltimore imposes their will on the Texans, Billy.
All right, let's go to the Green Bay Packers and San Francisco 49ers. That's an 8:15 start. You can listen to all the action right here on 97.3 ESPN. Packers getting 10 points in going to San Francisco. That's a pretty big number. I thought maybe they get a little bit more respect, but I guess everybody's thinking San Francisco's going to be able to run it up.
It's an old book move. The bookies all put the number really high to get you to take the dog in these situations. This is one, though, that I think you're thinking right, Billy. Something about Green Bay and Clement M can attest to this. When a team is all on the same page and has belief in this is the youngest team in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They all are working together. You see what's going on between LaFleur, Bisaccia, everybody. They have it all working both sides of the ball. I think Green Bay can play a low-scoring game. I think Green Bay can play a shootout.
And it's a 50 point is the spread, is the over and under, Dave.
50 is the over-under, and I think because it's in San Francisco, I like the over, guys. I think we're going to get the type of game on a Saturday night that we all want to see. And Billy, listen, I'm still on West Coast time zone. I hope I can stay awake. But I forgot what it's like. You guys get these games that start at 8:30, 9 o'clock.
It's tough.
You need some
man.
espresso, Book.
Tonight is on late.
Get some espresso like Clement,
Espresso.
Em, and Nick. They got to drink an espresso.
I'm so disappointed because I was all excited. We were going to come up here and drop her off Friday so I could be in the studio with you guys on Saturday. I mean, you want to talk about smelling it like I wanted to be in there and smell it all.
Hot air, a lot of hot air, coffee, all of it, Book.
All right, Book, let's look.
I wanted it all.
We're talking with the Sportsbook Consigliere, Dave Sharapan, as we do each and every Saturday. Follow him on X at SportsBK Consig. Tampa Bay, Detroit. Tampa Bay is getting 6. The over and under is 50.
Wow, Billy, what is your first impression when you see this game and this number?
I think Detroit's going to cover.
Yeah, see, this is the prevailing theme throughout, and I didn't know how much we were going to really mention Tampa Bay because they beat the Philadelphia Eagles, who you actually said were done.
So did Nick.
You were actually right. I mean, I got to give you credit. I give you crap when you're wrong, and I love to give you the business. But, man, you were dead on. You were dead on, balls accurate.
Yep.
Like they said in My Cousin Vinny, the Eagles were done.
Yep.
I think the misperception of what the Eagles were able to do or what they weren't able to do and made Tampa look so good, I think that's playing into a lot of people's eyes where this feels like the wrong side to me. I'm with you. I like Detroit. There's two things happening here. Detroit either wins this game by double digits and blows them out, or Tampa wins. I don't think you got to worry about the point spread. So if you like Detroit, lay it. If you like Tampa, I think take them on the money line. I don't think it's a close game.
All right, and last but not least, Sunday, 6:30, the Kansas City Chiefs are getting 2 in Buffalo on a cold Sunday late evening in Buffalo. It could be tricky. The over and under is 45.5.
Game of the week, game of the season, divisional round game, everything you could ask for Saturday night. And I think it lives up to the billing in a defensive battle. I think we see it really close game. And I think until you beat the champ, you got to beat the champ to be the champ. If you like Buffalo, this is the week. Because if they win this week, I think they're going to the Super Bowl, boys. But I like Kansas City. I think Kansas City finds a way to win. Until Buffalo actually does it, I can't bet them.
Right.
So I got Kansas City in the under.
Yeah. So, and Book, what I was saying, like, if you give Pat Mahomes a little bit of the wind at his sails, his confidence will it ekes out to everywhere. You cannot stop him if he's not hurt. And he has some confidence, which he got last week. They were having fun again. Remember,
and the cold doesn't bother them. Cold
doesn't
bother the Chiefs.
And I'm trying not to be biased because this game a couple years ago was the greatest game I've ever seen in my life between Josh Allen and Pat Mahomes just going at it. It was unbelievable. It's the funnest game I've ever seen. Went to overtime. And then the Chiefs were victorious and won the Super Bowl after that. But, I can't wait to see that one. By the way, I just want to color this in a little bit. Did you see what Todd Bowles said to the reporter?
Oh,
I love Todd Bowles' disposition. Like, he waited for this reporter to go through this whole dissertation about how are they going to prepare for the cold weather of Detroit. And he's just smiling and letting it go. And he goes, well, Detroit's an indoor stadium, so I plan on doing no preparation. I love it.
Oh my gosh. That was nothing but class because you get put in that situation and you have a gotcha moment forever if you kind of go off. And
great.
He did the reverse. I watched it 10 times to hear what she said and thought that whole question out.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, we got 20 seconds between the bus and the.
Yeah, he was thinking of his joke while she was telling the whole story.
He was scheming.
All right, Book. I got to tell you, it's a small world. So a friend of mine emails me. He sends me this skit. A guy by the name of Dan Alexander. He does this song called "The Wreck of the Philadelphia Eagles." It's a parody from the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. The song. And I'm looking at him like, wow. So I go on his bio, and sure enough, it says host, producer of Cash Considerations. I'm like, are you kidding me? How small is this world?
Yeah, this is great, right? So he's been on, and Josh Henning has been on with us on Cash Considerations. This goes back a long time. He's a lifelong season ticket holder of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
He'll give you the section. He's been going for the whole family for years. And just, you know, he went 12-2-3 this season. The Eagles. He knows the Eagles better than anyone that I know.
Right.
And he was so angry, distraught, all of the things you could possibly think of the other day that he went upstairs in his room, cranked that thing out, and he sent it to me. And I said, this thing's going viral, dude.
You know what I said to him? Book, I said to him, Nick, I go, Dan, has anybody other radio stations, anybody contact you, like news stations? I mean, this is worthy of that. It's almost as good as Clement M's poem that he wrote for the locker room.
I don't think he ever heard it.
But Clement, he never. Dave,
did you ever hear my "'Twas the Night Before Football"?
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah. Mixed in there.
But very creative, Dave. Very creative. I mean, this song, I can't wait to have him perform it. He's going to perform it live here on our show.
Yeah, we're expanding the locker room. Okay? This is what we're doing. Everything's growing. You know, the people that are listening to the show that write the checks, just write the big check. All the time. Let's get it done. It's everybody's favorite episode every week. Let's keep it up. Good job.
Dave Sharapan, the Sportsbook Consigliere, we love you, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Hopefully I'll be able to see you either Sunday night or Monday before you head back to Vegas. And there is a chance that I might be out there at Radio Row. So I'll be calling you to let you know what my plans are. But anyway, have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.
Very good, guys. Enjoy the rest of the show, and tell Newbie that I said hello.
I will. All right, there he is, Dave Sharapan, the Sportsbook Consigliere, live on the Toms River Auto Group Sports Hotline. I want to remind people, for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point, New Jersey. Tell them the Locker Room sent you. I want to tell you about La Scala's Beach House. The food there is absolutely phenomenal. You know, Dave, we've been there, and we've sampled the food. I've actually had dinner there a couple times. It's unbelievable.
The atmosphere.
And they did a great job too, remodeling it.
Yeah, because it went before. I thought it was great when it was Laguna.
Nah, it's 10
and then
times
they
better.
completely redid the whole thing. The bathrooms are, I mean, it's like the most futuristic looking bathroom I've ever seen. I judge a place on its bathroom and it's iced tea.
Yeah.
The iced tea.
All right, La Scala's Beach House is in Brigantine. It opened this summer to rave reviews. It's your home away from home for a large selection of Italian-American seafood favorites, just like your grandma made. Plus, you'll love their famous pizza, their daily specials, and their game day menu. Eat in or take out at La Scala's, open Wednesday through Sunday. They're located at 1400 Ocean Avenue in Brigantine. Every Thursday night is Brigantine night. Live music from 6 to 9 p.m. One free signature pizza per table. Drink specials include $2 Miller Lite, $3 Peronis, $4 house wines. They've got a bar, nice big wraparound bar. Great big screen TVs, and there's not a bad seat in the house. That's LaScalasBeachHouse.com. Let's eat. Hey, just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see as a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker with Billy Schwein, Dave Klemic, Nick Earnshaw right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Coming up on Monday's show, will he be here? Nick Sirianni, the future of the Eagles head coach, will look. Plus, Sixers weekend, couple of games with the Magic and the Hornets, plus all of the NFL divisional playoffs. We're live at Ocean Casino's Gallery, bar booking games on a Monday.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Rhymes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Rhymes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Rhymes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Hi, this is Brian Propp, Flyer Hall of Famer. My wife, Eileen, and I opened a new health business in Marlton, New Jersey called Prime IV Hydration and Wellness.
Prime IV offers a range of IV hydration therapies designed to enhance your well-being, appearance, and performance. Look better, feel better, and perform better. Did you know that when you take oral vitamins, you only get 20 to 30% of the nutrients? IV therapy provides 100% absorption immediately into your bloodstream. Call us today at 856-545-1122 to get a free consult from our registered nurses. Again, 856-545-1122 to book your appointment or follow us on Facebook.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson & Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
When you open the Bet Parks app, you're in the zone. Winning is always a rush, but the money is in the moments. It's the anticipation of another face card, the thrill of an extra spin, and the pure joy of a jackpot. It's all your favorite games at your fingertips. Plus, get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down in the first 24 hours. You play for fun, you love to win. You bet. Bet Parks.
Must be 21 in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Ohio, or Maryland. Gambling problem? 1-800-GAMBLER.
Joe Conklin here, and I'm excited to cheer on the Philadelphia 76ers this season with Parks Casino. Parks Casino, the #1 casino in Pennsylvania, is the official local casino partner of the 76ers. That's right. Two of the best brands in the Philadelphia area are joined together to bring fans what they love most, wins. Remember to tune in to 76ers games to get in on the Parks offers for fans. And to see me live at 360 at Parks Casino. Visit parkscasino.com for tickets. This is how you win. You want to roll? Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio. Billy Schwein, Dave Klemic, Nick Earnshaw. Now, Nikki, it's going to be a short segment because we went a little long with the book, but we like it. So we do have some text messages you'd like to read.
We do. We have a couple of text messages, starting with Dan in EHT.
We love Dan. Hello, Dan.
He said, the problem is that Sirianni, Johnson, and Desai are all inexperienced coaches at the positions they were put in. They need a veteran play caller offensively and defensively to help a young head coach.
I mean, I'm not going to argue with that, but I don't see them getting ready. I don't see them dismissing Johnson unless he gets a head coaching job, which I doubt. Right?
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to get ahead?
How could you go that quickly from being a play caller into someone who has to coordinate all these coaches? It's hard for me to think like
know.
There's and as far as Sirianni goes, I mean, he's been in the regardless of what happened this year, he still made the playoffs.
Yeah.
So he's been
Three straight
if you look at
years.
his resume, he's been in the playoffs 3 years
That's
in a row.
why I don't think they fire him. I know it was a terrible collapse. I don't think they fire him.
I don't either.
He gets one more year.
No, I don't think Sirianni's getting fired, but I do think there's going to be some changes in the coordinators. Just knowing how Philadelphia is in their front office, this is
By the way,
coming from Dick Vermeil.
By the way, Dave, we're always told that Stoutland, the offensive line. Guess what? Our offensive line hadn't played well the last 7-8 games either.
Yeah, it was the whole team. It was
Yeah,
the
well,
entire
yeah, you're right. It was the
team.
entire
I
team.
can't just blame one.
All right, let's hear.
So from our conversation earlier, no name to this text, but my daughter is a softball pitcher. Take a basketball player on a free throw line.
Yeah, there you go.
Making a game-winning basket. That's the pressure she has almost every pitch. Hands down, pitcher is the most pressure.
But that he makes a good point. You're on the foul line. You're the person's on the foul line with 3 seconds to go, and you're like a 1-on-1, and you're down by a point. You can win the game. Talk about pressure.
Yeah, that's up there.
That's up there. I would have to say that's 1-1A. Field goal kicker
too. Yeah, we forgot all these.
We forgot all that. What are we doing?
We just
Nick?
did. What are we doing? No. Yeah, pitcher,
seriously.
kicker. I think kicker might be up there.
You know, one
over quarterback.
A friend of mine texted me who was listening to the show and said in a penalty with like end of the game, the hockey players doing the
penalty shot. Yeah, the shootout. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I still think pitcher, and I still think on the foul line. And you're right.
I think
field goal kicker is a little bit higher on that list than a quarterback. I gotta say.
I think so.
Because you're down. You say you're down 2 points. It's freezing cold, and you got to kick a 43-yard in the wind. How about what Elliott did? The 61-yarder against Buffalo.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure on the kicker, especially with the wind, the cold, all that. All right, one last text. Fun guest regarding Sign Man earlier. It sounds like a great man. Thanks for having the Sign Man on. Let's go Flyers, Jeff and OC.
Let's go Flyers, man. This Flyers team is hot, and I'm telling you, man, they're fun to watch. I don't click it off. And you know, if you get me to watch something without the clicker, Dave.
This is the generational
I know.
gap showing, calling it the clicker.
Yeah.
Well, what do you call it?
It's a remote.
My great grandmother came up with her own names for everything, and she used to call it
the clicker,
the Chandler.
The channel?
You change the channel. It's
So
the
I'm-
Chandler.
So
My
what do you
grandparents.
What do you call it? The remote. You call it the remote too.
Yeah,
My grandparents called it the clicker. You're up
We
there.
called
You
it
guys
the
don't remember.
Chandler
You guys
for
don't remember Prism, where the cord came out of the TV and had a box, and you had three.
What?
It's the Prism.
You're going a whole diatribe right now. You're gonna give me a history lesson.
Yeah, I mean that wasn't that long ago. All right, ready for this? Our next guest. I am super pumped. You got to get online. Get online. Go to my website, thelockerroom.BillySchweim.com. Get on Facebook or no YouTube. And you can see that he's going to perform his song. Dan Alexander is going to perform "The Wreck of the Philadelphia Eagles," which is a parody off "The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald." That's coming up next. I'm super pumped.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be so much fun.
Maybe
I
we
can't
can
wait.
make a remix for that song featuring Clem and M.
All right, for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schweim. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game. Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. Tell them the Locker Room sent you. I'm going to tell you about SIG Protection. Stanton Insurance Group. Are the what-ifs keeping you up at night? Life is full of surprises, but with the Stanton Insurance Group, you'll never be caught off guard. Whether it's protecting your home, automobile, business, Stanton will help you select the right insurance coverage at the right price to give you and your family peace of mind when you need it the most. Visit sigprotection.com for a free quote today. That's sigprotection.com. All right, when we return, we'll talk with Dan Alexander. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim, Dave Klemic, Nick Earnshaw right here on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey later today on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app. Listen as Tim Saunders and Todd Fedor bring you all the exciting play-by-play action.
The shot, down the rebound, they score! Who else but Cam Atkinson?
It's Flyers Philly later today. Coverage begins at 1 p.m. It's Flyers hockey all season long on South Jersey's radio home for Philadelphia Flyers hockey, 97.3 ESPN.
Train presents The Unstoppables, those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Stock and on Intelli golf carts in stock and on sale at Tom's River Auto Group, and not one a penny over sticker. Plus, Tom's River Auto has a Birds fan bonus, $500 off just for showing up in a team jersey, hat, socks, whatever. How easy is that? New or used, Tom's River's got plenty, but hurry! On sale, they're flying. Click Tom'sRiverAutoGroup.com.
Hey, everybody, Tim Chu with ticksforgood.org. How would you like to go to the Final Four? That's right, at ticksforgood.org, we are giving away 2 tickets to the men's basketball Final Four in Phoenix, Arizona. Go to ticksforgood.org to learn how you can enter to win 2 tickets to the men's basketball Final Four in Phoenix, Arizona, round-trip airfare, and 3 nights accommodations. This prize is brought to us locally by Tri-City Kitchens, South Jersey's leader in custom cabinetry. Visit ticksforgood.org to learn how to win.
Winning means keeping our community safe. I'm Hassan Reddick, linebacker for the Philadelphia Eagles. 59% of our adults report experiencing gun violence or know someone who has. Just like we focus on our training, we need to focus on proper gun storage.
Firearms should be locked out of reach of children and only accessible by you.
If you notice any warning signs of violence, speak up. Tell someone who can help.
Let's tackle gun violence together. Visit CamdenCounty.com/gun safety to learn more.
I hate free money and finishing first. Said no one ever. At Raceway Kia, you'll finish first with 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 90 days. And right now, you can lease a rugged new 2023 Kia Sorento for only $199 a month. Stop by Raceway Kia today or visit online at racewaykia.com. That's 13124 OAC with KMF. 3 years, 30,000 miles for $49.95 to its signing. Attached title, license, and fees extra. Security deposit waived. Stock number PG248651.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Tom's River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Dave Klemic, producer Nikki Earnshaw. And in the background, we're listening to The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, which is an older song. But our next guest, I saw it. A buddy of mine, like I said, sent me this. It's on. He put it on X, Twitter, right? And I saw it there. I'm like, I got to get this guy on. I didn't know how to do it. So, then I saw. So he's a podcaster, and he works with Dave the sports book Consigliere, Dave Sharapan on Cast Considerations. He's a host, podcaster, producer, does it all. Let's welcome into the locker room, Dan Alexander. Good morning, Dan.
What's up, boys? How we doing this morning, guys?
All right, man. I hear you're a big Eagles fan, but you're living on the West Coast right now.
Sir.
So, you gotta go hide after the season we had.
Dude, yeah, that's exactly. And I see you guys are going through all the snow, everything like that. I don't miss any of that. Like,
what are you in Redondo Beach?
Yeah. Got the beach right over my shoulder there. So, it's a little rainy though. It's a little cold here, Billy. Is it? We're dealing with like 55 here, so it's a little cold. The Philly blood thinned out real quick once I moved.
Little jealous, Dan. Jealous.
All right, Dan. You actually work with the sportsbook Consigliere on Cash Considerations. I can't believe when I was reaching out to him, like I looked on your your profile. I'm like, holy crow, you know the book.
Yeah, it's a small world indeed, and how everybody meets the man Consig. I mean, you guys know he comes on here, incredible guest. He's just like a Twitter celebrity. So whether you call it Twitter, whether you call it X, you're probably following or know somebody who's following the Consig. It's like the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, but it's just 6 degrees of who follows our man Consig. So crazy small world. It got me pumped up when you reached out to me. I've heard your show from driving around in the Philly area. So it's good to be on with you guys.
So Dan, I got to tell you, man, very creative. This song, so Dave, my co-host, Dave Klemic, he's a former Kansas City Chiefs. He wrote a poem around. What was the name of the poem again?
It was The Night Before Football,
and it was really good. But when I heard your song, I said, because Dave performed it right around Christmas time, everybody loved it. Then I saw your song, and I'm like, oh my God! I remember I asked you, I said, has anybody reached out to you, like news stations or people in Philadelphia, to get you to perform this? And you said no.
Yeah, you were the first to reach out, although I will say it might be because I don't have like a catchy nickname like Cleminem. That's strong, man. Like the second I heard that coming out, I was like, man, I hope I can possibly get a nickname that even rivals that, man. I was like he's got a Slim Shady vibe as well. So I think the whole thing works.
He's got the blonde hair, Dan. The blonde hair gives it away.
Will the real Cleminem please stand up? You know what I'm saying?
All right, hey Dan, how long have you been playing guitar?
I taught myself guitar in like 6th grade, and I've been playing ever since. So I don't call myself, like a shredder. Like, I'm not going to be the lead guitarist in any band. I refer to the way that I play guitar like campfire guitarist. Like, I can play chords, I can keep a beat, but I'm not going to be blowing anybody's head away with any face melting solos or anything like that.
Well, you're going to blow our audience away because you're going to perform this song, The Wreck of the Philadelphia Eagles, right here live in the locker room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN. I know there were some areas you had to clean up. I hope you did that. But
I'm ready. I'm ready.
One other question before you do this. How long did it take you to write this song?
So this was a product of a little bit of extra time. So boredom and sports pain. It's just a deadly combination. So this, honestly, it was probably like a half an hour. I always loved, like classic rock. Like, my parents raised me right. So, I was a big fan. So always loved like Gordon Lightfoot stuff. And then the lyrics started coming to me. I was thinking of it like the wreck of Nick Sirianni, but the fact that we're on air right now and they're probably still in that stupid meeting. Like, have we heard anything about that meeting? So I was like, maybe don't just talk about Nick, maybe talk about how the whole season went wrong. So only took about a half hour, recorded it in one take. So we're ready to rock, boys.
All right. Well, we hope you get some traction from doing this here live in the locker with Billy Schwein. Without any further ado, here's Dan Alexander with The Wreck of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Here we go, boys.
Blame rages on from Jeff Lurie on down to the weasel they call Howie Roseman. From a strong 10-1 to forgetting how to run when the Niners came and kicked your teeth in. With a load of bad plays and a captain named Slay, stood a defense that always came empty. The fans jeered and sneered, they threw popcorn through the air as the season it ended quite early. Jalen Hurts was the pride of the offensive side till the tush push was stuffed in our arsenal. Yeah, as play calling goes, ours was crappier than most, with a head coach who never adjusted. Yeah, how about we run the same junk, though we stink like a skunk. We can't score more than Cardinals or Giants. Let's run another screen with no blocking in the seam and ignore our beast 1,000-yard RB.
Yeah.
Thank God it's all done. What an embarrassing run for the diehards and even newcomers. Yeah, what a punk way to go. Gotta feel for Kelsey, though. You know, the goat who dressed up like a mummer. We're expecting some change in the coming days. Yeah, old Nicky's days, they might be numbered. But you better take with you Desai and that rocket science guy, and the OC will never remember. Yeah, we'll all look back and ask when it all went to crap, with a sadness deep inside of our souls. Even though it hurts now, we got memories in this town for error of Nicholas Foles. Even though it hurts now, we got memories in this town for error thanks to old Nick Foles. Let's get this
Yeah!
Come on, Jeff Lurie, do the right thing, man.
Oh, I love it.
What?
Does that not encapsulate everything about this whole season in a song?
For those who don't know, that song actually is about a shipwreck.
Yeah,
so like
the ship sunk.
That's why he used that.
Oh, Stan, amazing.
That's amazing, dude.
Thank
I've
you,
already
boys.
got a
Thank
bunch
you,
of just say not only is he good, he's got a good voice. He's handsome.
Well, you know, sometimes you just hit that genetic lottery. So I gotta, you know, thank the parents for that one. Thank the parents.
All right. So what's your gut feeling, Dan? You think the Eagles are going to dismiss Nick Sirianni? Do you think the side's gone? Do you think they're going to shake Brian Johnson? I mean, this guy's got 4 interviews as become a head coach. He can't even run an offense.
It's impressive how the NFL just decides, hey, let's get these guys hired. It blows my mind. But honestly, the more that I've gotten further away from that debacle that was Monday, which, by the way, guys, doesn't that feel like it was like a month ago? Like, I feel like this game happened.
I started falling asleep, man.
Yeah. So now that I've gotten further away from it, I don't want Sirianni back. I was never really a Sirianni guy. I don't really know what he brings to the table. You know, ever since he did that whole screaming at the Chiefs in the tunnel and everything, like, I feel like the players saw that and they were like, bro, our head coach is cringy. Is cringy. So, like, I think they are going to bring him back. I think he probably came with like a 10-point plan. And here's the thing is probably Howie Roseman was telling him, hey, here's what you got to tell Lurie if you want to keep your job, because this wouldn't look very favorable on Howie Roseman if it's another head coach that he has to churn through after they make the Super Bowl and they can't really find that sustained success. So I honestly think Sirianni, they're probably going to bring him back. And I think it's just an overhaul of the coordinators. If it was my dream situation, if you could find a way, like do the old Jimmy Johnson where you pay him head coach money to be a defensive coordinator. We need Mike Vrabel in this building.
Yeah, you know, that's not a bad idea. I mean, he's got that. He played in the league. He's got that tough. He looks like a tough guy. You know what I mean?
Well, and think about, so how many times did you see the Titans who, you know, just such a dearth of talent on that team, and he would get the most out of them, especially during his tenure. They're the best home underdog in the league, not only at covering the spread, winning those games outright. So having something that kind of taps into this Philadelphia underdog mindset and just being able to get the most out of your players, I would just love having him heading up a defense, because I think there is still some talent there. We just need some linebackers who could play, you know, not in the CFL. Like we were rocking with CFL, USFL level linebackers this year. So I think that was part of the huge issue that we had. But I think even if we could just get a guy like him, that would be my dream situation. I don't know where you guys land on that.
We're talking with Dan Alexander. You can follow him on X at Newbie Talks. And, of course, you can follow him on Cash Considerations with the Sportsbook Consigliere, Dave Sharapan. Dan, I got to tell you, man, was that outstanding, Dave, Nick? That was phenomenal. And I just, how many views do you have on Twitter?
Last I looked, man, it got some legs. I think it was up over like 225,000, something like that. So people enjoyed it, man. People enjoyed.
We're gonna cut what you just did. It's gonna be on my website, and of course we upload the podcast. You can check us out there at the Locker Room 973. And Dan, we really appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, and we'll have you on again.
Appreciate you guys. This was awesome. I guess I got to get writing on my next song. We can't just keep putting out the same hits. It'll
maybe
be a
some on the
collab.
Flyers. Maybe some on the Flyers.
Me and Clement M got something coming for you guys.
I was saying we should collabo. I'll do the little rap for you in the middle of it.
I love it.
You know when you do your instrumental like riff right there? I'll do that. I'll
Money.
just jump in right there. Give you like two bars.
We got a collab album in the making right here.
It's
Hey, you
beautiful
got nothing
thing.
on Kelsey and Jordan Mailata, right? Their Christmas album.
Yeah. We'll top that. We'll top the charts.
All right, Dan. Thank you so much, brother. And
Later,
we look
boys.
forward- I hope this really picks up for you. That's
Thank
an
you.
outstanding song. Absolutely phenomenal job. And we'll have you on again.
Appreciate you guys. Let's go Flyers. Let's go Sixers, boys.
All right, there he is. There's
Thanks,
Dan
Dan.
Alexander on the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline. Phenomenal.
That was awesome.
Unbelievable, man.
And that was for. I mean, he's on Twitter doing it, but we're like the first public,
yeah,
like real
that's right,
public
right.
radio that
Oh.
heard that.
That was awesome.
I just got to. I've been getting a couple
Yeah.
text messages, friends. I got one girl saying, "Oh, he's good looking."
He was great. Oh, it was awesome.
He actually had a really good breakdown of what
he got everything off his chest.
It
you know?
encapsulated the whole
The
entire
whole-
year.
yes,
What we were feeling, what everyone was feeling. It was awesome.
But while he was doing that, I started to think about why the defense went from being number 5 in the league
Yeah.
to being number 29 in the league, and a coordinator leaves.
Yeah,
So Gannon
yeah.
goes to Arizona. Arizona's defense was not good though.
Well, this is what was happening. They're dropping Hassan Reddick back into coverage. Like when
Coverage.
Patricia took over, like they're doing all these weird things trying to change mid-season. That's not going to make anything better.
You know, the Flyers had a song. Dave Schultz did. There was an album that they did. I was talking to Jimmy and Joe Watson. They were reminiscing. There was an album out because I was telling them about Dan, Jimmy and Joe Watson. I showed them the video, and they said the Flyers had a thing called "Cakewalk to the Cup," and Dave Schultz performed. He had a song called "Keep Me Out of the Penalty Box." We'll look that up. But that's like along the same lines. It's really good.
Yeah.
All right.
I
I
he's
just
more famous than the Super Bowl shuffle by the Chicago. That was awesome.
I'm astonished on how good that was.
That was real. I
Oh,
mean, yeah, me
that was
too.
great.
I'm
That was awesome.
speechless. All right. For over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game. Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point. When you go down there, please say the Locker Room. That really helps us out when you say the Locker Room down there. All right. Let me tell you about Captain Chucky's now. I know, Nick, your parents went there. They loved it.
They
right?
loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Try their famous crab cake, steamed shrimp, selection of soups and appetizers, Marciano stuffed breads, pierogies for the pierogi kitchen, stocks, pound cake, and more. Just take, bake, and enjoy. Call 609-905-CRAB. That's 609-905-CRAB or visit CaptainChuckySeattle.com. Go down there and say hello to owners John and Kathy McCann. They're at 4111 Landis Avenue in Seattle. Online ordering and local delivery is available. That's Captain Chucky's in Seattle. It's crab with an attitude. Hey, just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that's run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap it up, guys. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein, Dave Klemic, Nick Earnshaw right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Hi, this is Scott Graham from Westwood One. Join our crew all weekend long for the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. First on Saturday, the Texans face the Ravens, followed by the Packers and 49ers. Then on Sunday, the Bucs battle the Lions before it's Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs taking on Josh Allen and the Bills. Our doubleheader coverage begins at 4 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday. If it's the NFL playoffs, it's right here.
Listen to the NFL playoffs, the divisional round on 97.3 ESPN.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson. For electrical, they're number one.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/Be Smart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, this one right here. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you go. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest.
With GMF financing to qualified buyers excludes Corvette, excludes prior sales.
It's a new year everywhere, but at Bennett Chevrolet, some things don't change because there's still no beating Bennett. That's right, Bennett Chevy kicks off 2024 just like every other year with the best deals anywhere on new and pre-owned vehicles. You still pay what our GM supplier employees pay, not a penny more. Plus, you keep all the rebates. Unlike many dealers that give you either or, Bennett gives you both. The GM supplier employee price plus all the rebates. And you save even more with Bennett's available 1.9% financing. Looking for used? Get an astounding $8,000 minimum for any old clunker towards any pre-owned in stock. That's at least $8,000 for total junk. So imagine how much Bennett pays for a good trade. And Bennett still offers the best buying experience in the business, with a sales team paid on your satisfaction, not how much you spend. Imagine that. Salespeople with your best interest in mind. Together, let's drive at Bennett Chevy, Egg Harbor Township, and BennettChevy.com.
You're listening to Locker Room with Billy Schwab on 90 and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio. Billy Schweim, Clement M, Nikki Earnshaw producing. Come on, Dan, Dave.
Dan, Dave. They're coming out with a collab album soon.
Yeah, I'm
Come
gonna
on,
get in
man.
touch with
Seriously.
that guy.
A
I
brain
don't know.
fart.
Sometimes no, I can
He's
go
got-
forever.
See, he's like
never.
we were talking about, like the pitcher on the mound. Now
Yeah.
you put him on the spot. It's your,
No, I
time,
do
it's,
well
your
with the
moment,
pressure.
it's your moment to shine.
I do well with the pressure. It's just a beat that I wouldn't use. I like to listen to the
Come on,
news.
Clement M. Nick, we have a text messenger.
Yeah, we had a good response, I think, to that song. I mean, that was awesome.
By the way, Dan just texted me, said that was awesome. Thank you so much for having me because you guys rock. Appreciate that.
Awesome. So, hey, Billy Schweiner, got to get a link for that great song, Tom from Margation Nation.
Yeah, man. How about that? You can go. We'll have that uploaded on my
will.
website, of course.
On all the
Also on my
socials.
podcast. You know, anytime you miss a show, you can go to my podcast and check us out there.
I like that Billy just came up with his own word. Webisode.
Webisode.
Is that what
Did he say
said?
webisode?
Yeah,
that went over my head.
Webisode.
So I did that on purpose.
Look at you.
I mean, I never heard that.
Innovative.
Jeez.
over there. Innovative.
Clicker.
He's moving up in the ranks. Here we go.
All right, got another one?
No, just one. Just one.
But that,
Right.
I mean, I can't keep saying it enough. That was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was so cool. I
hope he gets some traction out of that.
I hope he does. That was
Somebody
awesome.
listening, get him on like Channel 10, Channel 6 News.
He's got to like I don't know. He's got to put that on like iTunes or
Got
something.
like
Apple Music.
225,000.
Yeah.
On X.
Yeah.
And I bet you a lot of them are from around here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Everyone's gonna hear that.
All right, Dave, let's get your prediction. Oh, wait, we're not.
Oh, good one, Billy.
You can predict-
Good
I
one.
can tell you that I think the one game I'm excited about really is that Chiefs Bills game, though. Not just because the Chiefs.
You know what I'm doing when I get home? I'm gonna get home. I'm gonna get a couple pops. I got a lot of firewood ready to go.
Sit around the fire.
I'm gonna sit around the fire, watch football. How about that, Nick?
You got to get Dan. He's going to bring the guitar. He said he's like more of a campfire song guy.
I gotta get somebody over there. I gotta get somebody to share that fire with me.
No comment.
So who do you think? So you like the in the first game the Ravens and the Houston?
I got the Ravens because Lamar Jackson. I think he's a runaway with the MVP of the league this year, and he's a lot to handle.
Mhm.
They're number one, and they're number one. That they're probably favored to win the Super Bowl right now.
All right, game 2. Who do you like in that game? That is the
Green Bay.
Packers and 49ers.
All right, so the Niners, although I really love that Bo Melton is balling out right now.
Yeah,
Local guy,
local
Cedar
guy,
Creek Rutgers guy balling right now. I just want to see him do well, but I do think the Niners are going to easily win.
Nick?
Yeah, I got to go same with Dave and Clem and them.
I would love to see the Packers beat the Niners.
Yeah, it would be awesome to see the Packers win.
I'm cheering for the
I
Packers.
hope the Packers win.
I hope they do too.
Yeah.
I would love to see Bo Melton score a touchdown against those 49ers.
Got to get him
Freaking
on.
49ers.
Let's get him on.
We can get Bo.
Let's
Yeah,
get Bo.
Coach Bo. I see very good friends with the dad.
There you go. Let's get Bo on. We always have
his little brother Max about to get drafted. Probably the first
that.
3
There you
rounds.
go, man. Clement M. Let's go. Let's get him on. We're gonna have Vince Papali, younger Vince, on
Okay,
on
he's one of my
February
students
3rd.
too, yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Here we
we're-
go. I'm
And
going
then who do you like?
Small world.
Baltimore in the first game. I'm going 49ers in the second game, unfortunately.
Tomorrow we will play all 3 interviews that I had with Sean Couturier, Aaron Nola, and Rob Thompson. We'll do that in the first hour tomorrow. So that'll be fun to talk. I had a chance to talk. And I had a chance to talk with Aaron Nola off, just have a conversation with him. And he seems like he's a real private person. I said, do you like to have fun? Because he's always like so quiet and unassuming, like shy. He comes off like that. But it's
a good interview.
Yeah. He said he doesn't. He said, don't the some of the Eagles listen to? Oh no, Bryce Harper listens to the radio stations up in Philly, right?
Yeah.
Aaron Nola said he doesn't listen to the radio.
Keeps
he
the noise out.
doesn't watch TV. Listen to the radio.
Keeps the noise
or
out.
read the newspaper.
Yeah, keeps the noise out. I think that's the best way to go about it. I would do the same. To be honest.
Bryce Harper, he does.
Depends on your personality.
And he delivers.
Yeah.
I'd only not read anything during training camp. Until I made the team, I wasn't looking at
Everybody
anything.
reads their ring. Everybody, when you get ink, you want to see it.
Once you're on the team, then yes. Before that, I want to know.
Dave, how fast did that show go by, Dave?
We say it all the time. It's the fastest 2 hours of my week.
Ticking too fast.
Fastest 2 hours in radio.
All right, guys. Great show today. I want to thank the Sign Man for checking in. That was a lot of fun to talk to him. Of course, the Sportsbook Consigliere, Dave Sharapan. And, of course, Dan Alexander with the wreck of the Philadelphia Eagles. Thank you, Dave Klemic. Nikki Earnshaw as well. Thanks for making the locker room part of your Saturday, because nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you tomorrow right here on 97.3 ESPN.